up? Welcome to the No Life Gaming Show, episode 22. I am your host, Wayne, and we got a jam-packed show for you guys today. First order of business, make sure you head over to our Twitch /no_lives, as well as our Twitter at No Lifes Gaming. You can also find us at our YouTube channel, where you're probably watching this, youtube.com/C/No Lifes Gaming, or just No Lifes. One word, No Lifes. Not No Lives, NOLIFES. Check us out there. You can watch all the videos there. All the links to everything that we talk about go up as well. So you can just check it out in the description. Follow us. We need follows. We need likes. We need shares. It'd be really nice of you if you could do that. We got a jam-packed show for you guys today. There's a lot of news going on. We've been playing some interesting games. And let's just jump into it. Let's bring on the crew. What's up, crew? How's everyone doing today?
It's cold and wet.
What up?
What up?
What up?
Dude, I'm so ready for this. There's supposed to be a cold front coming through. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, it's already here for up here.
Yeah,
we're getting it tomorrow. It's just been pure rain going to Canada. It's just a straight line going to Canada.
I think our cold front hits next or this coming up weekend. And me and Bree were gonna go and take our kid to a corn maze. The corn maze is supposed to be haunted. That should be fun.
Have you ever done one of those?
Yeah, I did corn mazes as a kid, and that's what we were actually talking about. That I was like, I wonder if there's a corn maze up this year, and she was like, yeah, probably. I want to go. I was like, yeah, I kind of want to go too.
You fucking nerd!
What corn mazes, dude?
No.
They're fun to just walk through.
I've never done one in my life. I've never seen one either.
Oh,
I want to try one. No,
Wow.
I've only been on haunted hay rides, like apple picking and shit like that, but I've never done a corn maze. Sounds dope.
All right, so corn mazes are legit. I mean, corn isn't just a huge crop down here, so it's not like, oh, there's corn everywhere, you fucking hicks. No, we're not in Nebraska, okay? There's not a lot of corn down here.
You go to South Jersey, there's plenty of corn. Yeah.
But yeah, like, I mean, they're all right. There's a couple of shitty ones that are close around here, and I was like, I don't want to go to those because I could probably see over the corn.
Yeah.
So yeah, we found the main one, the good one.
Nice.
I mean, it's something to do.
I kind of want to try one out.
I mean, why not, man? Corn mazes.
Are they scary?
Right.
Like, do you ever get scared?
I mean,
they get lost.
They're haunted, but
yeah.
I mean, like, it's jump scares.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. It's because some places do them different, and some places are just it's a corn maze.
Yeah,
like it is just a maze. You know, there's the haunted, and then there's the actual haunt. Yeah,
like the one that we're gonna go to is it actually opened up at the end of last month, and a little bit before October, and afterwards, I guess until they harvest it, it'll just be a regular corn maze, but during October, it's a haunted corn maze.
Yeah,
which I've never had any issue with haunted houses. I really don't scare easy, but jump scares. The thing is I have that reaction that, you know, when you get that fight or flight reaction, and you either scream and do like or you try to punch something. I'm the try to punch something guy, and I've always been that guy.
Have you ever been Doobie, because you live around here? Have you been to Eastern State Penitentiary?
I have actually not, but I have a lot of friends that have gone. The only thing I've ever done is Creamy Acres down in like South, like rural Jersey.
Right.
Did you just say?
Yeah.
Did you just say Creamy Acres?
That's what it's called.
Creamy Acres.
Yeah.
Quite the creamy place.
Dude, it's actually it's really popular here. I don't know why.
As long as it's not confused with Creamy Quakers, you're all good.
You got to check out Eastern State Penitentiary, dude. It's a good one. That's a good, because the place is just so inherently spooky, and then going around in it where they like dress it all up. There's also like these like really, I don't remember what they're called, but they're like really hardcore haunts, and like you walk through them. There's one that I think it's called, I forget the name of it, but you have to sign a waiver because you get beat up, you get spit on, you get
yeah. I've seen. I know which one you're talking about. I can't remember the name either.
I forget the name, but I want to try one of those. But you see the videos; they're intense, man.
Yeah, they basically fucking torture you.
Yeah, there was one of the promos for, I think was last year when I was really thinking about doing it, because there's only like a couple, and one's somewhere out in the Midwest. But it was like a Navy SEAL, and they had him like shaking and hyperventilating, and he was like seriously beat up and freaked out. And I think that's like an amusement park kind of thing. Like you get that rush, but I don't know. I don't know if I have the balls to like go through with something like that. That I might get there and be like all hyped up, but then I'm there. I'm just like, I don't know, and then back out at the last minute. It's fucking hardcore, dude.
You don't want to pay someone to beat your ass.
Yeah, it's literally like it is. I know what you're talking about because I actually got fascinated with it. Like, I've never wanted to go, but I got fascinated with it a couple of years ago, and I watched a lot of the YouTube videos and read a lot of the news about it. But yeah,
I found it. I found the name, the McCamey Manor. That's the one.
That is
Manor.
It. That's definitely look that up if you've never heard of it, because they basically assault you there until you either give up or last. And I don't think that anybody has ever lasted the whole time.
Yeah, they basically make. I think it was a couple of girls actually went through it. The McCamey Manor, which is the worst one. There's also one in New York, which is more psychological, like a haunting, and it's like in this big abandoned building, and they set up these really weird rooms. And that one's more like psychological and sexual, which is like pretty freaky as well. Like there's a room supposedly where, because you're blindfolded, you're walking through it and it feels like babies, like you're walking over babies and shit like that. Pretty scary shit. But the McCamey Manor, look it up, and just look it up, you know. And because it is interesting to look at and how these guys get away with this shit, because there's like points where they're drowning people, like putting them underwater, and then you see them like spitting on them, and it gets pretty rough. I think it would just be cool to try something like that. You know, even if you back out like maybe like 5 minutes into it, at least you tried it. You know, at least you had the balls to try, because they're not gonna kill you. That's one thing they're not gonna do. You know what I mean? They're not gonna kill you.
They're not gonna kill you, but I don't have the temperament for that kind of shit. Like, I would if somebody started spitting on me, I couldn't just like sit there, even if I knew that I just signed a waiver, sat on because it has a huge waiting list. It's not like you just walk into the place and you're like, hey, I want to try to get my ass beat today.
No,
and
waiting
tortured
for months.
No, you're waiting for years. I think it's a really long wait list, because they only like put in like 5 people a trip or something.
Yeah.
And
so you have to wait years to like have someone spit on you.
Yes, dude.
Pretty much spit on you and torture you. But I don't, like I said, I don't have the temperament for that. And I'm not the one. I don't have that daddy issues. I'm not sitting here that delusional that I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna go in there and they're gonna spit on me and I'm gonna beat their ass. It's like, no, they're like fucking a team of 12 grown ass men, and they're huge. Like, I would freak out. I would get violent with them, and they would just get violent with me and beat my ass more until I said the safe word. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
and that's
I'm not that delusional that I'm going in there like I'm fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger going to take out the whole mansion.
Right. And that's
shit
what they say.
End poorly.
They tell you too. It's like, you can, you know, if you want, you can fight back. But there's a lot more of us, and you don't know where you're at. You're disoriented. We're fucking throwing hot water on you, or they're like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's hard to say that you would fight through it, but when you're in that situation and you got someone that's like, you know, you hear someone screaming over there, you don't know what's going on with them, you don't know what kind of torture is going on, it gets pretty fucked up. So check that one out. There's a couple other ones too.
It's like Guantanamo Bay.
I was just gonna say, it's like, this is pay to go to Guantanamo.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Do you make it to the end and get waterboarded? Like, what the fuck is this?
And it ain't cheap.
Safe word cheesesteak?
I don't know. It ain't cheap either. That's another thing about it. It costs some money, and if you don't live in the area, you're gonna have to fly out there. So you know, there's people out there that love that shit though. They love horror and they love to get fucked up, and I don't know. It's definitely a niche market that this guy capitalized on.
Do they have sober rules too? Like, do you have to do it sober?
Yeah, I think so. I think you
Okay.
do. I don't think you can go in all drunk. If you do show up drunk, I think they don't let you in.
Dude, just pop a bunch of pain pills.
Oh, it looks like it looks like it's actually free, the McCamey Manor. You just have to go there and you have to get in line. You have to do the waiting list. So I'm not even sure, how do they make money if it's free?
They don't. They just get off on it. I don't know. Like,
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's free. All you have to do is deal with people torturing you and beating your ass while they have erections. That's all you got to deal with.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. But if you're into like horror and stuff, there are other haunts out there that aren't as serious, but they are more adult themed. You know, they cater them to adults because, you know, like kiddie ones, jump scares, and you got fucking a boogeyman in the background. Like, it's not gonna scare you. But if you want to be scared and you want like in a more adult time, and then you go to like the bar afterwards, they do have those. So check them out. I've never been to one, but I've always wanted to, and I think I might try one. Maybe not this one, but I think I'll try one eventually. Maybe the one in New York. I forget what it was called. The one in New York.
Well, we will know if. Oh yeah, by the way, that McCamey Manor, they have a YouTube channel, and they actually videotape a lot of what they do, and they put it up on that channel.
Yeah.
Like, so if you ever want to know what torture is like, just go look at that YouTube channel.
Yeah. The best is when they have like the girls like who are like 20 years old and they just beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, dude.
They're like, you don't know what you're in for.
Have either of you like have any of you done one of the escape the rooms before?
No, but there's one around here that I was gonna think about doing.
I want to really badly. They look like a lot of fun.
Yeah, we have them around here.
Escape rooms in like places like Erebus, like if you've heard of Erebus, they're a really cool haunted house mansion. Like it's like a 4-story building. Like that place is cool, but you're also not gonna get your ass kicked.
Yeah,
that doesn't sound like fun.
No,
those two things sound like fun.
Sometimes you got to pay extra for that.
There was also one around here that was like a murder mystery, and you had to like solve this murder mystery with like your group, and like you go to different rooms and they act out. I don't know. It's like, what is that game? Clue?
Like the Clue, yeah, like the murder mystery diner type things.
Yeah,
those sound cool.
I've always wanted to do a murder mystery like dinner party.
Yeah. I mean, that stuff's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm playing some of the video now of the McCamey Manor. I'm probably not gonna play too much, but I want to get taken down. But this girl's bugging out. She's bugging out. Yeah, and they all pretty much quit. So I don't know. Check it out if you're hardcore. You can definitely get into that. All right, moving on. What we've been playing. I want to start off with South Park: The Fractured Butthole. Now me and Doobie have been playing it. Doobie's beaten it. I have not beaten it. I've gotten it about 3-4 hours in. When I first downloaded it, I just ripped through 3 or 4 hours, and I love it. I think it's so funny. It's as funny as the first one. I think the combat is a little bit more fun, a little bit more fleshed out than the first one. There's a lot more like little things to do. Like there's a lot of different little side quests, and there's a lot of different little hidden gems that you can find throughout the South Park world that keeps me like really interested. Now, you were saying before the show that it suffers from the problem of the first one, which is that there's no playthrough value, really. You play through it once, and you're pretty much done with it.
I think the most I'm going to get out of a replay is if I want to take it on, like, on the hardest difficulty, because at least this combat system is somewhat more challenging than the first games. And I can see where maybe like a harder difficulty might make me want to replay that just for that. Mm-hmm. But I'm not playing it again for the story. Like it's a very big like one shot. Like, you know, the story, it's good, but how many times are you gonna watch the same episode of South Park?
Right. Yeah, that's the thing about it. You know, it is like an episode. Now, like I can see that like that's. I could see that being an issue for a $60 game. If the game was like $40 or $30, it'd be a little bit more tolerable. But $60, you expect a little bit more of a playthrough on it. I knew because of the first one, I knew that this one is really just like I didn't take my time with the first one. I kind of ripped right through that one. So this one, I wanted to take my time and make sure that I got all the little funny secrets and just kind of enjoy playing the South Park game, because I love South Park. It's one of my all-time favorite shows, and they just do such a good job in this game of putting you in their universe. It's so good and so fucking funny, man. Just like the stupid shit that they put in the game is hilarious.
Yeah, for how like the first game, the Stick of Truth, was a lot of like season 1 to like up towards maybe like, I don't know, seasons like 16, 17, 18 kind of material where, you know, Canada, Mr. Hanky side quests, things like that. This game focuses a lot more on the newer era of South Park, member berries, the PC principle, which I think are some of the best like parts of the new South Parks. So it is like, it's not, they're not rehashing the same jokes and the same like callbacks that they were in the first game, which is nice, especially when you have like what 20 plus seasons of material you can call back on.
Yeah. If I mean, would you recommend it to someone who doesn't like South Park or maybe hasn't seen too much of it, like maybe casual fan?
Steam sale.
Yeah.
Steam sale, and then eventual addition of DLC, where the first game didn't have any DLC in terms of like additional scenarios and stories. They've already confirmed that there's going to be 2 different scenarios. One taking place in the Casa Bonita against the Vamp Kids and like the Goths. And I'm like, that's going to be fun, depending on how long that is. Maybe if it's like an additional like 2-3 hours, it might be worth, well, I don't know what they're charging for it yet, but I mean, maybe $7-8. I could see that being worth it.
Yeah.
For the DLC. But I would wait until this game becomes $30 before I'd buy it if you're a casual fan.
Yeah.
The thing is if you were going to wait for Steam sales for it, if you don't remember, I remember very vividly because I was always waiting for Stick of Truth to be on Steam sale. It's a Ubisoft game, so it's going to take probably some years for it to be at a decent sale price.
I will say that you do. I don't know if it was only pre-orders or if it's anyone who buys the game, but you get the Stick of Truth for free. So if you've never played both games, then this might be an offer. Like $60 might actually be a worthy deal for you for both games.
Yeah, no, you definitely get it if you just buy it, because I got it.
Yes,
at least on PS4.
Then you're looking at it as, you know, $30 for both games. That's not a bad deal if you've never played both.
Dude, I kept thinking about how awesome this game would be on the Switch.
It would be nice.
The ever-current story.
I know.
I mean,
They delayed
this game so much to begin with. If it had developed later when the Switch became a legitimate thing that Ubisoft knew about, maybe you would have come to it. But they kept delaying it to the point where they just couldn't delay it anymore.
I get, yeah. Man,
and
it was so perfect.
I'm confused about how they kept I know that Trey Parker, I think, was like, he came down with an illness for a while, and that maybe screwed up some of the writing. And I know they wanted to add more because they're always a perfectionist when it comes to like things that they don't have a timeline on.
Right.
But like a game that's storyline is 18 hours long should not have been delayed 3 times.
Yeah, and I think, especially since they already had the engine built for the game. You know, essentially you're just trading assets and bumping up the story.
And the game runs beautifully.
Yeah, I mean, it's South Park.
No, but I mean, like, all of the elements, all of the, like, it feels hand-drawn. It feels like it's the show. It really immerses you in the universe.
Yeah, it does it so good. It does it perfectly. And, like, you get, like, little details everywhere. Like, you pick up little items that don't mean anything. Like, they just turn into scrap when you pick them up. But they're fucking hilarious, some of the items you get and where you get them.
And a lot of them are callbacks.
Yeah.
Which is attention to detail that you like to see.
Yeah, it definitely has that attention to detail for sure. It's just a really fun game. And I think it's a must-have if you're a fan of the show and you watch the show regularly. If you're a casual fan, this is probably a good idea to pick it up now because you get both of the games if you haven't played the first one, or you wait for the sale. Which, like you were saying, if it takes a while, then it takes a while. You know, you're not missing too much if you don't play it for a couple years. You know, it's not a groundbreaking game. It's really just a fun game for those who like the show. It is funny though. It definitely is funny, but I don't want to spend too much time on it because there's not too much. There's a lot we could talk about, but it'll spoil a lot of it. You know, there's a lot that you just have to experience. A lot of the jokes are so on the like just uncovering them is the joke, and it's hard to talk about those things without spoiling it. So I don't want to talk too much about it. I would give it a solid 7 out of 10. But I'm a biased
7.5.
biased fan.
7.5.
Yeah.
I do have one question. So, did they double back on the slider being any different?
No, it doesn't change anything.
The only thing, and you can, it's not a surprise. Like if you go into the PSN trophies, you can see it. There is a trophy if you play the game on the hardest difficulty and choose the darkest skin tone.
Yeah. Like there is a difficulty slider. Okay. Like you can make the combat more difficult, but it's not because of the race that you choose in the beginning. They just say that.
That's what I was guessing.
It's just a joke.
Right. I was just curious because we talked about that and talked about them possibly doubling back. So I wanted to know, did they?
It just turned out to be one giant joke, which
it's Ubisoft, dude.
Yeah.
If it had not been revealed prior, and it was just a thing you found out it was a joke when you first played the game, I think the joke would have been a successful joke.
Right.
But the idea of being social commentary and then realizing it was just a joke, that kind of sucked.
Yeah. That's another thing about this one that I noticed more too than the last one is there's a lot more social commentary. There's a lot more play on like just modern day society in this one, where the last one it's more of like a more loosely based, like they try to put everything in the last one, where this one there's more of a social commentary theme that runs throughout it. And the idea of like the superhero theme is pretty cool too. I thought that was well done. And while I did like the Lord of the Rings style of the last one, the superhero one so far that I'm getting into actually caters to the story a lot more, because you get those traits. Like you have to like fill out this character sheet for your player by doing these little quests. Like I don't know, what's an example of a character sheet quest?
I would say well, the easiest one is the one they force you to do, which is like you have to go to Mr. Mackey to determine what your like sex and gender are.
Yeah.
And then there's a religion one. There's a there's like what are your fears? Like what's your kryptonite?
Yeah. Well, yeah. What's your kryptonite?
I thought for certain kryptonite would be a trademark term, but apparently not.
Yeah, so there's like it serves that purpose really well because it ties it into the social commentary well. That's a fun game, but it's not anything crazy. Much like the first one, it's a lot like the first one, just a new episode.
That interests me if they're doing more social commentary, because that's South Park's bread and butter.
Yeah,
that's what they were great at.
It is, and not only that, but when their past few seasons have become more like they have more continuity between episodes, they became like extremely more social commentary.
And that's a product.
It doesn't surprise me.
I think that's a product of them bringing on other writers as well and like other help. Because like in the early days of South Park, they did everything, man. They did everything. They didn't really contract out much help. And then they kind of slowly start to get it. And I mean, they've been doing it for so long. They started doing the Broadway stuff. They started doing it into other projects. So you can expect that to happen, I guess. But, you know, I don't mind. I still think it's a great show.
Yeah. But I mean, like, to me, I don't know, from the start, it always was, I mean, the point of the show was tongue-in-cheek social commentary. Yeah. Like, there were the, you know, the poop jokes, but it was always what's relevant that week. You know what I mean? That was the, like, brilliance of the show.
Yeah.
So having that's really cool to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely adds more of that into this game than the last one did, which is kind of one of the things I didn't like about the last one. But all right, let's move on. You wanted to talk about BlizzCon. Wow, and BlizzCon. What's going on?
BlizzCon's next week now. It's November, first weekend of November, like first week. So I think it's next weekend. So we'll probably talk more about it next week or the next couple of weeks. But I'm getting hyped for that because I got back into WoW a little bit and some other Blizzard games. But BlizzCon's always kind of fun for Blizzard fans. Like you always find out more stuff because they usually leave most of their bigger announcements towards either BlizzCon or Gamescom in the summer, but it's usually in-house at BlizzCon. So like WoW expansions, if there's going
Hearthstone
to be
Adventure.
Yep. If there's ever going to be a Diablo 4, it's probably would be at a BlizzCon, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that they usually save for BlizzCon for like a lot of the cool stuff.
I wouldn't be surprised if they announce like a Warcraft 3
Like a whole like
HD remake or
Yeah.
something, or yeah, because I don't think that they'll make a new Warcraft RTS,
they
but I think they'll remake like 3.
Yeah, I think people still want them to make Warcraft 4, but they've said multiple times, and I mean, like it's Blizzard, they can definitely double back and retcon anything they say, but they always claim they're not going to until WoW's done, because you can't keep two games in the same universe while trying to build lore like that.
Yeah,
Like, but yeah, I definitely could see them doing a remake because they just did the StarCraft one last year because of that. I can also see like another necromancer type thing for Diablo 3.
I would love Diablo 4 or a Diablo 2 HD remake or something. Some kind of new Diablo content that's not Diablo 3.
I would love a Warcraft 4, dude. I would love a Warcraft 4.
So would I, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I think you're more likely to get a HD remake of 3.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be happy with that too. I love that game. It's been a while.
I still play it. Yeah. Like I keep it on the classic list of the Blizz launcher, and I still break it out sometimes.
I also wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, I think they'll announce a Hearthstone adventure probably.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Some new Overwatch content.
Yeah.
Possibly a hero, but I kind of doubt it. But they'll definitely have something for not Hearthstone, Overwatch. And they might talk about Destiny, but I doubt it since that's still mostly that's still Activision. It's just in their launcher.
Yeah, that's mainly just Activision. I don't think that they'll mess with Destiny that much.
Yeah. There's an art contest, a costume contest, a movie contest, a talent contest. Those are the activities at this BlizzCon. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they usually always have pretty good like fan driven stuff.
They used to, I'm sure they still do, but they used to have, basically like an entire convention center of PCs just to like try out, like, okay, if we're announcing a new expansion, they're going to have a build so people there can try it out. Nice. Like, Diablo, if it was Diablo 4, they would have a convention center full of builds with Diablo 4, you know what I mean? They do a lot of cool stuff like that. They're probably going to have another Hearthstone mini tournament since they're doing that whole tournament series different. They'll have an Overwatch thing to build hype for Overwatch League before that flops. Don't got much faith in Overwatch League, unfortunately, but yeah, it's just me.
The team naming is going to be different too. So like, how people generally are like, TSM, CLG, Fnatic, shit like that. It'll actually be more like sports. So it'll be like the LA something or others and the New York somethings. And that's kind of weird.
But I think that's awesome.
I think League's trying to do that too. And they actually kind of kicked out a bunch of people, which, yeah. But I don't know. I'm
smooth move, X-Lax.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm divided on like how some of these esport leagues are starting to like try to build up and bring non-endemics in, because don't get me wrong, non-endemics are awesome, but the way some of them are doing it is very kind of shady and just kind of like, okay, hey, cool, you organization that have spent like the last 15 years making esports a thing, get the fuck out, because we got the Yankees now.
Up. Yeah, that is fucked up. But I mean, if you want to bring in like those type of sponsors and those type of deals, making it more of like a traditional sports setup is a lot easier for them to understand, and having more of a tournament structure for them to understand rather than what esports is now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is, but it could either work or not. I'm putting my money on the not, just because it is getting more accepted, but I can still see it being CGS 2.0, which they tried to do this kind of thing like 2008, 2007, 2008 for Counter-Strike Source, and that flopped miserably. for multiple reasons. I mean, it actually had a bunch of different games, but it was that region idea, and they're not going to the region idea instantly because, well, I mean, the internet's good and all, but you can't really do that yet. You know what I mean? You can't like have a team in London and a team in LA and just be like, yeah, play each
Right.
other.
Yeah.
But the idea is really cool. The biggest problem I have is like esports are growing. They're getting to be a much bigger and more accepted thing. I still don't think they're anywhere close to like, yeah, dude, a bunch of people from your city are gonna go to the stadium every week.
Right.
That's not gonna happen.
I don't know though. I don't know. I think because it like there's colleges now that offer like esports scholarships. It's pretty big, and I think if there were designated areas for stuff like that,
Yeah, but how big is that scholarship?
$5,000 was the one I seen.
That's better than I was expecting. I was gonna be like,
I
what? You got a
mean-
$500 scholarship because you played League of Legends? Cool.
You
5,000.
just said esports scholarship, and I was like, those don't even work well together. It's like, what person that's good at
I just watched a thing on Vice about esports.
Yeah, no,
scholarships.
there are like university leagues being made and stuff like that, so they're trying to use that as a recruitment tool. But
Yeah.
I mean, if you're good enough to go pro in like an esport, chances are you're gonna drop out of college or put it on hold.
A
Yeah,
lot of colleges do Super Smash Brothers Melee. They do the whole Melee games. where a
But
lot of,
they give a scholarship for it, Doobie?
No,
No.
it's totally not run at all by the university.
It's just a
It's
thing
just
in
a
a
lot of
dorm room.
college, like a lot of people in college. Those colleges get together and represent their college without their like approval.
And the Rutgers Smash
Okay,
team.
you were talking about
Dude, there's a
people
Rowan
going.
Smash team.
You were talking about people going to a stadium to see a game. Did you possibly watch any of the LCS, Jerry?
long time ago. A little bit this year, but I don't
20
like Riot.
They so they had LCS in China this year.
Well,
So
yeah,
all the games were on like early in the morning. You can catch like reruns, but if you
That's-
wanted to watch it live, you had to watch it early in the morning. But Jesus Christ, oh my God, it was a stadium and it looked like there was at least like 300,000 people there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It's
no, they
nuts, dude.
this is the other thing too, is like they fill them. Don't get me wrong, but that's not all just fans from that region, is what I mean. If you're doing that every week, that's the yearly event. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like with the rest of them though, is like, okay, they have Riot Studios, which seats like maybe 100 people. That's not even full every week. You know what I mean? And it's like the same where you could with other esports too. Like, I mean, not Oakland, Cologne. That's a huge event. That's usually 16,000 people every year. Like, it's massive. All the ones in the US are not that massive.
Yeah. Another thing with esports too is that there's so many different games that have like esports around it. There's not like the NFL or FIFA League. Like there's so many different ones. So you have like ones for fighting games, you have ones for racing games, sports games, Counter-Strike, League of Legends. So it's like those are all kind of broken up because chances are if someone's watching like a big League of Legends player, they're not watching like the Madden 18 league. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of that. There's not a lot of overlap between all those esports because you have to be so invested in it.
That's why DreamHack was always really cool. And that's how DreamHack got its run as a tournament organizer and got bigger. Because originally DreamHack was just a bring your computer LAN party that started having open competitions and turned into a huge thing. So it's like, cool, they have a Counter-Strike tournament. They used to have a League of Legends tournament until Riot decided no one can have a League of Legends tournament. They have all of the tournaments for every other esport, like all in the same place. You can like go to the same place and just walk around the place and go to each different one you want to.
Yeah.
Like that was cool. But like the locking it down into one, it's like you have to be a very big fan of that specific esport, which don't get me wrong, there are, but you're taking a niche and dividing it into a smaller niche.
Exactly.
And then, it's just a niche on a niche on a niche where you're just like,
you're just dividing it up too much, I think. But
and then you have to find those 1,000 people wherever they are in this one city and convince them to pay, $70 every single week to go
Yeah.
to this.
And I don't think they will. Like you were saying, I don't think they will. But then again, we might be underestimating the
Yeah,
scene
no.
because it is
No.
like a new thing. you know?
If one
It might
popped
take
up
time.
around here, which it never would, but if it ever popped up around here and there was a team in this area and they would play once a week, I would not pay that much to go see them. I'd maybe pay
I'd
like
go once.
20. Yeah, I'd maybe pay for one time. I would maybe pay like, I don't know, $30 to buy a ticket to go see them one time,
Yeah.
just
Well,
to check
you
it
would
out.
think-
Yeah, but like it's not. I wouldn't have a season pass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the other thing too is if you're doing that, like I was saying earlier, the internet's amazing, but it's not good enough to still do that online. You can't do an online league like that if it's that huge of a league, that much money.
Yeah.
So it's going to be home games and away games. You're still going to be having to send people there. So that could be a little bit cooler, but at the same time, it's like, all right, do I have to pay, $50 to go see two teams play a game, one game? Like,
Yeah.
Maybe if they did like a best of 3.
even then, still though, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
a standard tournament is usually like 100. Like it's now getting 120, but usually you can get a ticket to a tournament for like $70. That's gonna last a week.
That's more expensive than a Philly Flyers ticket.
Yeah,
pretty
but that's
crazy.
also for a full week. Is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Versus like this idea, no, you're there for at night. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. You want to talk about Fire Emblem Doobies?
Yeah, Fire Emblem Warriors. So this came out Friday. It's pretty much my holdover until Mario, but I'm having a lot of fun with it.
I think you mean Mario.
I'm sorry, Mario.
It's better.
Mario Odyssey. But yeah, no, Fire Emblem Warriors. I've never played a Dynasty Warriors game. I did watch some of the footage when Hyrule Warriors came out last year, or 2 years ago, whenever it came out on the Wii U. I never played it. Like the Wii U was, yeah. But this game's fun. It's a hack and slash, kind of just like a lot of repetition, but it's fun repetition. It's good, mindless, just destroy your enemies.
Yeah, man, it's Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah,
Man.
it's Dynasty Warriors. It's from what I
love
understand.
Me some
Yeah.
Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, it does. There's, from what I understand of the Dynasty Warriors franchise, Fire Emblem like is a great fit for it. There's a lot of cool little tidbits like the level up screen. You have all the classic sound effects. You can go into the map and actually like command units to certain areas or to attack different enemies, kind of like you would in an Advance Wars Fire Emblem game. So that's nice to have because it makes controlling it a little easier. And then you can switch characters on the fly just using the D-pad. You can just go up and whatever unit you want to select and use, you can easily switch to. So you're not stuck playing one unit during the map. Or you can send a unit off, fight with one unit, and when that unit reaches its destination, switch to it immediately. So you have full control. The story is pretty. It's stories like, it's just like, this world's being invaded and you need to find heroes from all other worlds. That's how they did it, so that like, all these different heroes from different games would somehow end up in the same world together. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's a nice mindless, just hack and slash fun until Mario.
Anything else?
I say if you like Dynasty Warriors and you have a Switch, get it. If you like Fire Emblem and maybe have an interest in Dynasty Warriors, get it. It's another solid title in the ever expanding Switch library.
Yeah, I imagine it.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say I imagine it's not much different than a Dynasty Warriors game because all of those clones are exactly like Dynasty Warriors games, like Dragon Quest Warriors and fucking Hyrule.
Except for the switching. The switching sounds cool because that was the downside for most of those games. Is like you clear out a section of the map and now you have to run to the exact opposite side of the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that's what I heard that like Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U didn't have that, but Hyrule Warriors on the 3DS did, and that's why a lot of people really like the 3DS version more. But now it's on the Switch, and people like that. What was the other thing? There is another cool little thing that does tie into Fire Emblem where there are affinities. So you have like a weapon triangle. So like usually in Fire Emblem games, you like certain things are weak to certain like enemy types, and in this one it's the same. So like sword beats, I think sword beats axe, axe beats lance, lance beats sword. So there's a nice little like triangle going on that you do have to strategy a little bit.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yep, I mean, it's a step in the right direction for games. I do like it, and I am super excited for next year when we get a Fire Emblem on the Switch, like an actual Fire Emblem game, because it's gonna look beautiful.
Right on. All right, moving on to
If-
news.
Yeah, I was gonna say if that one's anything like Hyrule, having fun 500 hours beating it. And I say
Yeah,
that in the best
Yeah.
way.
Those
I
are
love
fun
that.
games. I mean, they're fun games. There's nothing too groundbreaking about each new installment. Like you were talking about the rock paper scissors element. Like I have Dragon or not Dragon. Well, I do have Dragon Warriors, but I also have Dynasty Warriors 8 on Steam, the Extreme Edition, and that was in that too.
Okay.
Like it's just a solid a regular staple feature. But yeah, they're really fun games. I really do enjoy them.
All right, moving on to news. News.
We should probably get some actual like bump sound
I am.
effects.
Don't worry, I am. I'm working on a Fiverr. I'm just making sure I have to type up all the Fiverr deals and make sure they all sound cool. And don't worry, we'll have some sick bumpers
Get
and
that
like
sick
flying
drum loop.
graphics and like it's gonna be nice. Some
News.
oh,
Yeah,
maybe
let's
just
do
have
it.
you do it.
Yeah, no, I
Maybe
was
just have
doing
Doobie
that.
do it.
Driving in the car a couple of weeks ago, I was just yelling out different news ideas.
We just throw on that like the Scooby Doo ending. Doodle-doo, doodle-doo, doodle-doo.
Dude, you're doing it.
News.
I'm just gonna have you do it. We're just voicing you over. All right. Anyways, Daggerfall Unity now with the beginning, middle, and end. This is a Elder Scrolls Daggerfall port. What is this going on here?
They're porting the game to the Unity engine.
Yeah.
So basically, they're doing it to get rid of a lot of groundbreaking bugs that were in the original, like game breaking bugs that were in the original game. Like in the original game, you couldn't even really finish the main quest a lot of the times because you would get a lot of bugs.
That's a good.
So
that's a good game then, right? If you can't finish it.
Well, I mean, Daggerfall is actually a really fun game if you've never played it, and it's free. You don't have to pay for it. You can download it straight from Bethesda for free, like right now.
The other cool thing with that too, though, is Unity actually runs on modern hardware pretty well.
Yeah,
like it's just trying to actually play Daggerfall 2 now. Good luck. That's all I'm gonna say.
So they're porting it over to the Unity engine, which we're watching in this video here. And it's a good game. Like, do you recommend playing it now?
Yeah, I do.
It looks quite primitive.
Yeah, well, I mean, it looks like Doom. It has Doom graphics. So if you're okay with like OG Doom graphics, then you're good.
When did this come out? Wasn't this like
Yo, this was
90s?
I remember growing up having a gateway PC and still being able to download this for free from Bethesda because it was such an old game. So it's an old fucking game, dude.
August 31st, 1996.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is old. That is quite old.
Yeah, but it's actually really fun. It's a really good game in my opinion.
I mean, you could always just play Skyrim, which is the best iteration of it.
Dude, don't give in.
Dude, you can play it
in
VR.
Yeah.
Dude, you can play it on your phone. You can play it on anything.
It's like the new like
what's crazy is that
can you run Doom on anything?
Hold on. What's crazy is that you can play Skyrim on pretty much any piece of hardware, but you need modern Unity engine to play Daggerfall. That's what's pretty funny about that.
Pretty much.
Well, dude, that's like playing any old game. You know what I mean? Like drivers are gone. You know, it's stuff like that. Hardware compatibility was made for something completely different.
Yeah, just play Skyrim. This looks like a. I don't. Maybe this is just not, like ready yet. With what's going on here, maybe that's what they're just showing.
The Unity.
No, it's not ready.
Yeah, no, I've just said it's like in the process. Like that's what they're doing. They're just trying to port it over to make it easier to play, and so you can actually complete it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's something to look into. It's for
like
free. For free, it's definitely something to look into, especially if you like Elder Scrolls games and you haven't played Daggerfall. I mean, it's free, so why not try it out? Just download it.
There you go. Hollow Knight DLC second free expansion out next week. Which one is this one called?
The Grim
Troop.
Hey.
Major quest. New charms. Looks hype.
Yeah, man, it's like $15 on Steam, and this is the second free expansion. So why are you not getting it?
I am waiting for this to come to the Switch. They said it's coming. I just don't know when, but I am buying it as soon as it's available.
This is definitely one of the better games to come out this last year.
Yeah, I gotta check it out. I haven't played Hollow Knight yet.
Oh, it's definitely worth it, especially since you said you like Dead Cells.
Yeah.
You would really like this.
Actually, I haven't played Dead Cells in a minute. I should fire that back up. It's been a while.
That's another game I'm waiting for the Switch release for.
Dude, everyone's waiting for that Switch release.
I want them on the Switch so I can just play in my bed.
This is what we say this about every game.
I know. All these indie games are going to like sell like. And that's the thing is you see that these like indie like titles come to the Switch and then they come out and they're like, hey, guess what? It sold better on the Switch than any other platform.
It's probably best that every game doesn't come out on the Switch because Doobie would be bedridden by now.
Dude, like, I'm already starting to feel like there's a problem. Like there's a problem with the Switch is like having too many good games.
He's like, I just want to play this game in bed. Like in a year from now, when there's like tons of good games on the Switch, it's like we're gonna try to be getting. It's like every time we do the podcast. Yeah, every time we gotta do the podcast, it's just like the webcam angled over at the bed, and Doobie just like over there laying on his side, fucking.
And he's just
playing,
like a dusty, he's a dusty
like
skeleton.
700-pound people who are just like sitting in their bed, like.
No, you're just gonna be a skeleton.
Dude.
Yeah. No, but for real,
kill me.
I think by like next year you'll start to see more of that, like, and it'll be out on Switch. You know, like releasing on the Switch, hopefully, because it still is kind of a new system, I guess, and not everyone has one. They're just waiting maybe for the best time.
Trademark soon.
Trademark on its way. neoGAF goes silent following allegations against owner. Leading games for meltdown after sex assault accusation. There's been a lot of this going on lately, especially after all this like Harvey Weinstein stuff. Yeah.
Let's be honest. neoGAF is a shit website.
It
is, but it's like premier. It's still like one of the biggest open forums for games.
Oh,
but the fan base of neoGAF is essentially like the same kind of fan base of Rick and Morty.
I was going to say that, but I was going to say the rest of the world's moved on from forums since probably 2007.
There's a reason why the people who are leaving neoGAF, who like fled the site, nobody wants them at their site. It's just like even GameFAQs, like members of the forums there, don't even want neoGAF people there. That's sad.
Why is it just the community is like toxic?
Extremely. The neoGAF community is extremely toxic. And not to mention their leadership is obviously completely toxic.
Is it like the 4chan of gaming forums?
I mean, that just goes
not
hands
a
in hands
bad
with
comparison.
forums.
True.
Yeah.
Very true, yeah. That is basically every forum I've ever been on, so doesn't seem too out of the ordinary.
God, do you guys remember like BBS, like going to BBS forums? Like, oh my God, dude.
Yeah, do you remember Gaia Online?
I was never part of that.
You're lucky.
I was never
fucking
part of
lucky.
that. Like I saw the boxy shit, but I was never part of that.
I want to tell you just the weirdest story to ever happen to me.
The boxy
Okay.
shit.
Yeah,
Oh
dude.
God,
Yeah, dude. You remember
Boxy.
Boxy?
Oh yeah,
Boxy is still queen, so
No, she is not.
dude. No, yeah. You do realize there was a character, right? She's actually
yeah, I know.
she has like a huge YouTube channel,
Yeah.
like actual
Yeah.
channel.
Yeah, she does like acting and like theater acting and shit now.
I thought she was like a veterinarian. She's like a veterinarian, and her channel's about animals. That's what I thought.
I don't know. I don't.
You're not-
Boxy always just remains a good old like classic OG meme.
That's like the
but,
first one of the first memes.
No, dude, like I'm like one of the weirdest things that ever happened to me was I knew somebody online from like Gaia online when I was like 14. And then like years go by and somehow like she wound up living in the same town as me when she moved to Jersey, and it was really weird. This is like I haven't talked to you in 4 years and we knew each other online and now you're in my town? Am I being stalked?
Like I said, I live in the same area as Shindo, and I haven't seen him. So
Nobody has.
You could say the same thing about most big games, though, just because of how big they've gotten. I think, like
Yeah.
Gaia, it's a little bit rare, but it's like it's one of those things where it's like, you know, when I was that age, you know, everyone in my school played RuneScape.
RuneScape, back there, man.
Dude,
OG
That was
RuneScape or 2007 RuneScape?
No, OG. Fuck 2007. OG RuneScape.
No, we played that for
Monkey
a bit,
Madness.
But 07 was the good one.
The podcast is split.
That new one's no, but
I'll
07.
always have a special place in my
Well, it
heart
was
for
the
OG.
Well, wait. See, that's what I was always confused about. Is they always called it 07. Wasn't 07 like technic? It was always weird to me because 07 came out before 07. That
I don't
version.
know.
'Cause
All
I
know
played
is
that
the
version-
OG RuneScape of like 2000 and like what 2002, 2003.
Well, yeah, because originally they had RuneScape and then they had RuneScape Classic, which was actually the OG version. And then like we were playing that in like early 2000.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone's like 2000scape, and then if I go back, it's like, oh yeah, 2000scape's what I remember as good RuneScape.
And then all of the weebs went and played Maple Story.
Yeah, I played Maple Story and that.
Oh
Worms,
God, you're a weeb.
And that Worms game that I keep forgetting the name.
I did.
of. Gunbound. I played
I
Gunbound.
liked.
Ragnarok Online.
All right. So if we're talking about free to play MMOs, I played DFO. I like DFO a lot. Dungeon Fighter Online.
I haven't played that one.
I really like that one. And like Invictus.
No, I've heard of Invictus though. I played Maple Story, Gunbound, and StarCraft. Played a lot of StarCraft, and then Counter Strike. Then I got into 1.6, and that was from there. That was pretty much the end of like my free to play reign, or like weeb gaming reign. Anyways, we completely glossed over this sexual assault.
Yeah,
just skip that.
No,
I know.
I
We're
mean, I was
terrible.
just-
We're terrible.
I was just amazed that you guys were sitting there talking about how toxic the NeoGAF community is, and like literally sexual assault allegations come up about. Wait. Sexual assault allegations come up against the owner of the website, and people on the website are like, "We're not supporting this. Fuck you. This is terrible."
Well, of course,
and
they're
you're
not
like,
gonna
"They're
support
so
it."
toxic." They're
But
like,
I said that the
4chan.
membership was also clearly toxic.
Well, here it
They're
says.
Alluding to that.
I have no idea. I have no idea about this website. I never used it. Here-
That's damn.
Here it says that the registration offers after the post yesterday afternoon, numerous commenters offered suicide posts which were deliberately written in hopes of being banned. NeoGAF is a public forum, but it has strict moderation and registration requirements, which has invited criticisms of heavy-handed or censorship in the past. Many of these moderators are said to have quit. So it seems like that there's a lot of strict posting on there, because if you post about suicide, you just get banned, or whatever they were talking about, which is a suicide post. I guess whatever gets you banned. You know what I mean? Maybe you got your forums mixed up, Doobie. Is it the same forum?
They are very strict. The moderation is really strict, but they're also strict against pretty much anything
Yeah.
that they don't agree with. Like it's it's like I said, it's toxic, but it's not like toxic as in like everyone has a free reign to speak. It's toxic as in it's way too strict, and the people there kind of have a god complex of a mightier like than you.
So hive
Kind of
mind, like a hive
bullshit.
mind, kind of like
Yeah.
Reddit. Reddit's
Like I
the same
said, kind of like the
way.
Rick and Morty fan base.
Oh, you mean like Reddit?
Yeah, like Reddit.
It's
Hive
like
mind, like
Reddit,
Reddit?
but I wouldn't say it's as cancerous as no, it's pretty cancerous.
I'm literally on Reddit right now, so I mean,
Oh yeah, no,
I
go on Reddit too.
Reddit's the best.
Where else am I supposed to get my
Is Reddit
jollies
still
off?
considered a forum? I mean, I guess it is, right? It's not really a forum though.
I mean, in
Does it use Tap to Talk to use it on mobile? Do you have to install Tap to Talk too?
I mean,
don't
I
think
mean,
so.
like you could. I guess it is a forum, considering every submitted post could be considered a thread, and every thread has comments.
But Jerry's right. You don't need Tap to Talk to use it, which is a very quintessential software for a forum. You know, so I
Posted
wouldn't
from Tap to Talk too.
I wouldn't consider it a forum because you don't need Tap to Talk. Anyways, I don't know exactly what I can't find the allegations. Have you seen the allegations on this? Is it in this post here? Like what were the allegations?
I think they're just talking about the allegations. They don't have the actual allegations. All I know, it was like multiple female
I know
really?
there was a
allegations,
story.
sexual
there was
assault
a,
allegations.
There was a story about how he he admitted it too, like years ago.
Oh well, it should be over with then.
he was like drinking at a bar, and some girl was like not only hitting on him, but she was like, you should buy me a drink. So he bought her a drink, and then he admits that he openly just like grabbed her ass and was like, the drink isn't free.
Oh,
It's like that's kind of disgusting.
it's pretty fucked up.
That's
Like
some,
you don't want you don't buy a girl a drink and then immediately that gives you access to anything. Like you didn't want to buy the drink, then don't buy the drink. No one
It wasn't
forcing
free,
you.
bitch.
It's
Yeah,
that
it's
moderator.
It's not some unwritten code.
It's that admin hive mind mindset that he got into, man. He thinks that he can
He
control.
just has so much power.
Yeah. Moving on, Destiny's 2 Trial of the Night canceled for 2 weeks due to glitch. Now I want to know if is this going to affect the PC version? A pesky Destiny 2 glitch has led developer Bungie to cancel the next 2 instances of Trials of the Nine, the game's weekly Crucible event that the studio announced yesterday. I also don't know how PC version is going to implement this stuff. Is it going to be available as soon as you hop on?
No, because it says later in it that once it returns, then it'll be out on PC. So it's not going to be out until PC for in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
It's out on PC tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, this specific element
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that we're
yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, Trials of the Nine. Yeah, which
November
is like
3rd.
a weekly. It's like a weekly Crucible event, isn't it?
Yeah, it's almost like a weekly raid event.
The more and more things keep happening with it, the more I'm just like happy I didn't decide to buy it.
I mean, I have it pre-ordered. I was going to play it anyway, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, we know.
Literally-
We know. You told us.
To literally quote the article, when Trials returns on November 3rd, it will also go live on the Windows PC version. So it's not going live till then.
Which makes sense, but that's interesting. Makes sense. Because I thought once the console version would get all of this stuff, once it all would be released and whatever else that they're going to plan to do to it, if that's going to port directly over to PC, but it looks like the PC's got its own thing going on. They're going to fix it. They're going to fix whatever glitches pop up as it unravels. I think you're going to enjoy Destiny 2 for a good while. I don't think you're going to dislike it at all. But you're going to hit a certain wall where you're going to be like, am I going to invest a obscene amount of time in progressing, or am I done with it? You know what I mean? There's no in between with Destiny 2, unfortunately. And it comes pretty quickly. It took me a couple weeks to get there, but if you're going to no life it, it might take you only a few days, unfortunately. And then you're kind of just stuck playing the same thing again.
If you haven't noticed, I'm like loco semi life now.
Yeah.
Like I haven't been able to play video games for a minute now. I've been
Semi-life.
fucking busy, dude. So it's like like loco semi-life. Like I'm probably not going to know life it. It'll probably take me a little bit to get there.
Which is probably the best way to do it. But I mean, if you're gonna
that's what it
play
sounds
with
like.
people, then you need to find people that are the same kind of play style as you, who aren't gonna know life it, so they're way ahead of you. And that was the problem that I had. I have a lot of friends who were playing it, but they would just fly through the game. I don't have time to play it like that. You know what I mean? So it just there was like that problem with it as well. But I guess that's like a lot of games that have that kind of progression in there. Next, YouTubers hit with demonetization of South Park Fractured but whole videos. So probably a Ubisoft thing, right?
I was looking at the article and I think it's just too fucking vulgar. What it
sounded
like.
like.
I will say, Disney and Pepsi aren't trying to fucking give money to this shit.
I will say it is they have a certain leniency that they that they don't have on TV. They get away with a lot of shit in the game, and it's really vulgar.
Yeah, there's some really from just the few hours that I played it, there's some rough patches in the game.
It's like the reason why I haven't streamed it or recorded footage for it.
I was about to say, so you can't you can not expect a no life let's play of it because
I would not. No, it is a little. I'm surprised there are people learning to speedrun it because it's just so vulgar.
Yeah, why would you want to speedrun South Park? It makes no sense.
I don't know. Somebody I follow on Twitch went live today with routing and testing.
Oh my
Speedrun everything.
That is insane.
Stick of Truth was actually pretty broken, so.
Well, so is this game. There's a few glitches that I've run into on this game.
Right? The only glitch I ran into, I know we're getting off topic. The only glitch I ran into was there's one boss fight where if you go in with a certain party, it doesn't let you proceed. I tried tests of every other party combination, and it was only the one party combination you couldn't do the fight with.
No.
But that was it.
Steam Halloween, autumn, and winter sale dates leaked. And don't miss this $1 Steam Link deal. So Halloween sales to October 26th to November 1st. Autumn is 22nd to 28th, or November 22nd to 28th. And winter is December 21st to January 4th. Mark it down. Hopefully there's some good sales going on.
Yeah. Don't mark it down. Just save money. Save your money. Don't buy anything.
Yeah, save money.
But for people doing math, that's the day after this episode comes out for the October sale. I will say, if that Steam Link sale is still going on, pick that up. Because you can even return the game if you need to. I would suggest keep the game, but I mean, it's a $50
you're talking
Steam
about
Link for
Icy?
$1. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not even $1. It's under $1.
Wait,
for the link.
wait. Oh.
So you can buy that for $1.
Dude, the Steam Link is awesome. I have one. It's excellent. If you can get it for $1, what?
Yeah.
Definitely get it.
All you do is you buy Icy. It's a 2D game. I'm just reading the description right here. Icy is a 2D action game. I'm like, yeah, Icy is just a 2D game. But I don't have any idea what Icy is. But I know if you buy that, it comes bundled with a Steam Link. And the price of the Steam Link is pretty much non-existent with it.
I think
so. You might as well.
Here. This is the game here, maybe. I'm not really sure. Definitely get it. If you can get a Steam Link, what you do is you hook your Steam Link up to your main TV, whatever TV that may be, big high quality TV, run an Ethernet jack in it, make sure it's connected to the same LAN, and then you can run big screen mode on your Steam Link and play on your TV, and it runs beautifully. You could do it through Wi-Fi as well, but you got to have some strong Wi-Fi. And it's just a really nice way to play games on your big TV from your PC. All right. What else we got here? Recently cleared patent that could allow matchmaking based on microtransactions. Just cleared for Activision. Jerry was quite upset. Is this the one?
Yeah, this is why I might not buy Destiny 2.
Yeah, I think this ain't going to affect Destiny 2, but I think it really would affect something like Call of Duty, the new Call of Duty game.
So what exactly is being
I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it affecting Destiny 2. It's more just I don't want to give Activision money if they're going to do anything like this.
You want to explain it? Explain it first.
Okay, basically they filed it a couple of years ago, but it is a patent over not loot boxes, but a technique that they developed to try to convince people to buy more loot boxes. So basically, it's a patent over a methodology of an idea of, say you bought a skin in Call of Duty, that after you buy that skin, you are going to be placed into a lower MMR bracket so you can stunt on people. Then everyone who's in that lower MMR bracket is just going to see you being awesome and then want that skin.
Yeah.
And think that skin's going to make them better. So it's mostly it's just messing with MMR values like immensely.
They
get people to buy more.
Like they specifically, even in the article, even in the link that you click to look at the article, they specifically say they're not using it for that.
Bullshit.
But to be honest with you, what are they using it for? I mean,
it's bullshit. Because that you say that, I noticed that in Call of Duty. I've noticed that you get matched so terribly in Call of Duty, and it's always like the top player, which is like 49-2, and he's got like the best skins. Like he paid for the skins, like the ones he had to pay for. And that never clicked. Like I didn't realize it was a patented system that they developed. But that's actually
it's patented now. The patent cleared like 6 days ago.
I mean, it's
quite that was the patent clearing. They filed a patent a couple of years ago.
Yeah, in like 2015, I think.
It's quite a genius idea.
I mean, it is. It's smart as fuck, but it's
scummy.
It's scummy as fuck, but yeah, it is. It is pretty genius.
They better really prove that they're not doing it in Destiny 2, or else it's gonna.
It says it right in the article. It says the latter simply stating that the system does not exist in Destiny 2.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Are you gonna trust the company that just patented that? To be honest,
yeah. No, I mean, the thing is a lot of Destiny is PvE, and that's what I'm mainly concerned about. That's what I'm mainly in for. But I mean, PvP, I'll still play it obviously because the game felt so good on PC. But
I know that's what I'm sad about.
It's so goddamn scummy. This is really fucking scummy.
It's attempting to patent a way to manipulate consumers.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I don't really have a problem.
It is genius, but it is like, all right, son.
I don't have a problem with them
buying you
patenting the idea. It's just kind of just like if they're not using it, then why? Like you're saying, why would
they're probably using it?
They are using it. Why would they patent it if they were not using it? It's Activision. It's not like they're like, we're the heroes that gamers need. We're going to patent this idea so nobody else can use it. And they're not like America trying to stop other people from getting nukes. Okay, this isn't the UN trying to like disarm the world of nuclear power. This is Activision. Like they're not going to patent the idea. Money. Yeah, they're not going to patent the idea and then just not do it. Like
maybe they're like licensing out the patent to some company. You know, maybe some other game.
Try to do that too, but it's more money. It's still scummy as fuck.
And they're also going to use it. So
it's like, hey, dude, loot boxes weren't bad enough, but here we're going to manipulate to buy more by messing up your MMR. That's the part that gets me too. It's already really scummy to just like be like, hey dude, we're gonna try to subliminally get you to purchase even more money on the $60 game. We're now gonna mess up your MMR. We're gonna mess up the entire matchmaking experience. You're never going to actually play within your skill group. If you don't spend money, you are going to be playing against people who are better than you. And if you do spend money, you're going to be playing against people who are worse than you. That's not cool. That's messed up. That's not fun. Like that does not make a fun game in any way. That's the that is really going down that line of pay to win.
Yeah, it's like literally pay to win.
Yeah.
It's like one of the most literal forms of pay to win.
You pay to Smurf basically, like in any other game. Like that, like that's not cool to be your main game mode is now pay to Smurf.
Yeah. It's like I'm gonna spend $20 and be matched up against orangutans. You know what I mean? Like fucking, it's
here
like
if
I buy a $60 game, I want to play in my skill bracket and have fun.
Yeah. Here they say this was an exploratory patent filed in 2015 by an R&D team working independently from our game studios. An Activision spokesperson tells Glixel, which is out of the Rolling Stone, it has not been implemented in game. I mean, if anything, because if they're gonna say this is a publisher, so I'm wondering if there's any legal recourse if they say this and it's not true. You know what I mean? So maybe that they're just licensing it out, or they just did it just to have it. So if anyone else tried to use that thing, that they could just sue them.
Yeah, but I mean,
patent trolling is like you can hire a company to patent troll for you, and they could just find patents to license, and then you get paid. Anyone try to use it. There's a thing on Reddit about someone getting in trouble for that, or not getting in trouble, but was getting sued by some patent trolls. Like, it's a big issue in America with patents. It's really annoying. So maybe they just have a patent farm somewhere.
Well, it could be that too, because I mean that's big money. If you now have the patent, you have to also protect it, so they're going to do that regardless. But it's
Activision.
Yeah, it is Activision, and it's also just like you couldn't have done something like this. You had to do something like this on loot boxes, like really, like on microtransactions. Like, and, you know, of all things, the one thing people already hate the most. You're like, hey, dude, I know you hate buying these gems, but now you gotta buy these gems.
I'm telling you, I noticed this in Call of Duty, which might have been the 2 Call of Duties ago. Now that I'm thinking about it, this has to be implemented in one of the Call of Duties, and if not, then they really make it seem like it is.
Like I said, you can't, if they go out and they make that statement like, yeah, we're definitely not doing it, and they're doing it, you still got to think like they can just protect that code. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, to where people can't tell, like, you can never prove it. It's like,
right.
if you're like, oh, you guys are definitely doing this, and they're like, well, you know what? Fuck you, prove it. And it's like, yeah. I'm sure there's somebody out there that could crack it open, but it's going to be hard.
And people will still buy Activision games. You know what I mean? Like, it's not.
Yeah, I still got Destiny 2 pre-ordered.
Exactly.
Reading this, I'm not gonna. I mean, Josh Verve like demanded a refund on Destiny 2. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna play it. So,
yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, if you really don't agree with this type of move, if you don't agree with loot boxes, the only way to fight back is to not get the game. Yet it doesn't seem to work. People still want to play the games, you know?
It doesn't work because
there's too many people.
Still buy it. Okay, let's not go to econ class. How about that? We're past that point where it doesn't matter if you don't buy it. You can just choose to not buy it.
Yeah. There's still one more big piece of news, probably the biggest piece of news out of the gaming news sphere today. Assassin's Creed Origin gets its own ultra rare Yeezys, and you can win a pair. And if you didn't think Yeezys were ugly enough,
oh my god, these are so ugly.
Check these bad boys out. I'm gonna make them full screen so you can see them in their glory.
Oh my god, dude, they look like little kids swimming shoes or something. Like, they literally, I don't know, I've never understood why people get hype over Yeezys or Kanye West clothing, because they always look like fucking homeless people. This looks like somebody just took a terry cloth and like tied it around a piece of plywood or something.
You wouldn't wear Yeezys?
I mean, like, I don't know.
This looks like something like, this looks like literally something that's somebody would wear that's in the time period of the game. You know what I mean?
That's kind of
like
cool.
Ancient Egypt,
I guess. Yeah.
Well, I like.
That's not cool.
I like Yeezys.
Some people like history like that, but I'm saying I like some Yeezys. These look like I just walked into Kohl's and bought the cheapest pair of slippers.
Yeah, or you went to EB Games and bought a pair of Yeezys off the wall. Like the fact, like, Yeezys they're a status symbol in like streetwear as like the cool shoe to get. Like, every hype beast has a pair of Yeezys. Assassin's Creed is not cool, and a Supreme shirt. Assassin's Creed does not scream like hype beast or cool. It makes no sense to combine the two. I don't know. I want to know if they actually manufactured them this way, or if they just bought the Yeezys and then sent them to some place to get manufactured. I really hope that Kanye West is not behind the design of these shoes, because I would be quite upset. They
didn't look so bad, dude.
Wasn't last year wasn't Kanye talking about being in debt? So I mean,
maybe, dude.
Listen, man, he's the voice of a generation. He's a genius. He's gay fish.
He's also gay fish. Yeah. Yeah. So don't buy these. If you buy these, just unsub from our channel, please.
If
No,
you
don't
buy him,
unsub.
don't
We
forget
need
to
the
get
subs.
don't forget get the $800 exclusive limited edition Assassin's Creed.
These also are not included in that.
Supposedly, they also sold what are these? Assassin's Creed headphones by Focal for $14,000.
What?
This is pretty
Sorry,
crazy.
yeah, Focals are awesome, but what?
Only 10 of the Utopia headphones were made, and they're all for sale by French jeweler Tonnerre at its boutique in Paris. Oh, and they're all displayed on special bronze busts of Origin's protagonist Bayek, as seen above. And one you can purchase for an additional $14,000.
Wait,
These are-
did you say they were 15K? Because the link I just clicked said that they were 60K.
60K?
I'm not surprised. Like Focals make some really great and cool headphones, but Focals budget line starts at $1,500 for their budget line.
Yeah, they're like the audio, like supreme audiophile company.
Yeah.
For that price, when I hear something, I better be coming.
Did you
For
come?
that price.
Did
I'm
you
not
come
wearing this,
just
so I don't
me-
know.
No, did you come just me saying the name?
No, I'm
Then
just
it's not worth
Then
it.
it's not worth $60,000.
that's what I'm saying.
It's
For
not worth
that
it.
price, man. Jesus Christ.
If you want to talk about pretentious circle jerkers, go subscribe to any audiophile website or subreddit. It is so bad and so expensive. Dude, there are these
it
things
really
called
is.
cable razors.
But it's
And
kind of
all-
amazing.
Yeah, these cable razors, what they do is hold your cable from touching the floor. And one pair of cable razors goes for $125,000. And they are literally a piece of metal shaped like this that you lay your cable into. And it's all like the resonance of these cable razors will ensure the highest quality sound separation and noise reduction. And you're just like, what are you talking about? It's just bullshit, but people buy it.
While they
Rich
listen
people
to
buy it.
FLAC only audiophiles, your 3-minute
Dude,
song
that's not even good
is
enough.
20 gigs
Yeah, no, they listen to
because
their
it's the highest
pristine
quality.
vinyl records that
Yeah,
are
vinyl
produced
only.
on shit, but for some reason, yeah, there's a lot of dumb shit in the audiophile world. If you ever wanted to make a lot of money, just make something in the audiophile world for really cheap and sell it for a lot of money. And there you go.
And then if you're ever interested in that, do your research. By the way, like I do like nice audio stuff, but do
Yeah,
your
me too.
research. Yeah, don't just say like don't take them for their word. Because honestly, most of the like 9 times out of 10, you don't they're selling.
Yeah,
Like whatever feature they're selling, it's more of a hindrance than
It just sounds like these audiophile people just have a shit ton of disposable income and nothing to spend it on.
basically that's what it is. Basically, it's a big dick wagging contest too. Whoever has the most expensive, McCaffrey like big amps, and it's
dude.
ridiculous.
Shit,
but some
or go home.
if
Shit
you-
or go home, dude.
It-
Shit full of two.
I will say though, like if you've ever been to a listening party where they set up like really nice rooms and you just listen to a really nice system, it is a really cool experience. Like if you do it right and you do spend good money, it's something that you can only experience in that type of scenario. That being said, you got to be loaded. Like you're spending some really big money on just dedicated amps for one speaker. And if you have 2-3 speakers, you need an amp for each of them. And that really jacks up the price. All right, moving on. Last gaming topic. Nintendo Direct for Animal Crossing Mobile announced. This Direct will take place, when is this? The 25th, which is going to be tomorrow by the time you hear this. Or if you heard this later than that, then it happened already and you're shit out of luck because you missed it. And it will broadcast on YouTube at 12 p.m. JST. What is that? Japanese.
That is
Standard
Japanese
Time?
standard. Yeah, that's so it's actually going to be Tuesday, which would be today, I believe, because of how time zones work. This thing they're gonna make a good amount of money off this thing.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm gonna download Animal Crossing for the mobile.
People
Yeah.
want an Animal Crossing on the Switch, but guess
knew
what?
it.
You'll get a mobile title first to spend your money on before you can get one on the Switch.
Didn't someone rumor this like when we
Oh,
first
this has
started
been-
the show? Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
this
I
has been
did.
coming for a
I
while.
did
Yeah.
because that was
Well,
one
they
of the
know
news
this
things
was-
is because they had like
Yeah.
three mobile game patents, and I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, one of them's going to be an Animal Crossing game.
It makes sense.
I mean, we've kind of known that this was coming for a while.
It makes sense. Have you guys played Mario Run?
Mario Temple Run? No.
My mom liked it.
You've never played
I
it?
didn't play it.
You haven't played it? I highly suggest just checking it out. Like, it's free for the first couple stages. It's actually really fun. It's done well. It's a great mobile game.
It's free for the first couple of stages.
Yeah, like it's set up like you have to pay.
Well,
Yeah, it's like
damn
$5, but you can play
It's-
it. You could try it out for free.
It's down for maintenance, but I still play that Fire Emblem Heroes.
Yeah, I haven't tried that one. But if Nintendo getting into mobile is okay with me, an Animal Crossing mobile sounds up my alley. I would like that. That'd be pretty cool.
Is
Yeah,
it?
I mean, Pokemon Go, Mario, Fire Emblem, Animal Crossing, that's going to be a big revenue for them.
Yeah.
Didn't you say that you haven't played Stardew Valley?
No,
But
I haven't
Animal
played
Crossing
that one.
is up your alley?
Yeah, I haven't played that one. I played Animal
should.
Crossing.
Did you
The
like
play,
it?
Yeah, it was all right. It's pretty fun.
the
You
place
I haven't
get
Stardew
played
Stardew Valley.
Like, we keep saying this,
I
it's
know,
not
I
gonna
need to play
change.
it. Yeah,
It's
I gotta
even on
get
the
it.
Switch now. So
I know it's on
you
the
have
Switch,
no
so I'm gonna get
excuse.
it. I know.
You can play it in bed.
Goddamn, I gotta get it now. No, I definitely gotta check that one out. And then you guys have to check out Super Mario Run. And I said Mario, you fuckers.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Didn't you, for the
Super
people in the call,
Mario.
as soon as he said that, I was just like,
I had to consciously say it in my head, or else I would have fucked it up. Anyways, moving on. What's going on here? Tech news. Tech news. Pixel 2 XL displays are having QC issues. Now, I said this in the last episode, or I think it was the last episode of the show. But OLED screens are not all that they cracked up to be, and this
not
has
at
been,
small.
not
not in the
even
small
TV. TV it's a problem with TV as well. There's a lot of
Yeah.
burn-in is a big issue for TVs because they're so big and they display a lot more power. So you have to watch out for a burn-in when they're mobile and they're that small. Quality control is a big issue. Samsung's pretty much the only guys that know how to do it. They've been doing it forever.
Yeah, no, on the small set, yeah, that was what, because we did talk about that, because like for some reason Samsung makes really great small OLEDs, really bad TVs.
Yeah.
LG makes really great TVs and really bad small OLEDs for some reason.
And I think it's because Samsung's good with their production. And I don't know what LG's production's like. I've never heard about LG's production. You don't really hear too much about it. So maybe it has something to do with the fact that they need to pump out a lot of these screens. And you got to have someone check them because OLED's a really finicky technology. The good thing about OLED is that the contrast levels are great. You have really deep blacks because they can turn the pixels off. And you get high resolution. So you can get up to 1440p on a mobile device, which gives you over 300 ppi. Super sharp, looks great. But you also have dimmer screens because it's OLED. You have to worry about burn-in. And color accuracy is an issue if it's not completely calibrated.
And that can be a good thing or a bad thing though too, because I have learned that not like for me, and I think you're the same way, as accurate as possible. I've definitely learned some people strongly disagree with that.
Yeah.
I do know some people really like, super saturated like Samsung and stuff. And that's part of the reason why Samsung, I think, does super saturate their OLEDs.
Yeah.
It's because they are naturally dimmer.
Right. Yeah, and they saturate them so they pop. And like with TVs, you don't have to worry about that because they're going to be in your house. You don't have to worry about your brightness levels for the most part. It is a good technology, but I just don't think I think maybe in another year or two, we're going to get a new TV technology that's going to outclass OLED, hopefully, because it's not all that it's cracked up to be. You don't just want super high resolution and you don't want like super contrasty colors. The contrast and resolution aren't everything. You need to have a good balance of it all. And it looks like the biggest issue with these Pixel 2s are the burn-in issue. And there's a picture here
It's
where they're showing the dock, I guess that is the top of the top of the phone or the bottom of the phone, where I guess the dock is constantly being displayed. And if you don't know what burn-in is, it's just if there's an image being displayed on your screen, if it's there for too long, once it goes away, it'll ghost and you'll still see it. And it'll take a while for it to get out of there. And it looks like it's doing it on these Pixel devices, which is not very good.
They've had, some of them have had burn-in, and then a lot of the knocks on it so far has been that it's just muted. Like, it's just not a good screen is what most people are saying in the first place, which is kind of hitting it hard.
Yeah, which sucks because, I mean, they gambled a lot going with the LG display and not going with the Samsung display. It seems here the LG V30 is having the same issues because it uses the same POLED. I don't really know exactly what POLED stands for. There's so many of them.
I don't know the exact tech specs. It's just Samsung's version.
There's OLED, there's AMOLED, POLED, PMOLED, and I think that's it. And they're all a little bit different.
I think they're a little bit different, but I think the P stuff is mostly just a Samsung proprietary thing that they have created.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it makes sense. No, it's LG POLED.
Okay, LG. It was one of them.
I think Samsung is. Yeah. They have QLED too, which is the quantum display, which is what their TV technology is. I think AMOLED is Samsung's, which is I don't know what it stands for, but it's just a different type of. It's a way that they show the image on the OLED screen and how they black out how they turn off the pixels. So, there was also wasn't there something else about the Pixel 2 that people were complaining about, or was it just the screen?
It was mostly just the screen. I mean, there's still no headphone jack. Rest in peace, mighty warrior. But yeah, most people were complaining about the screen predominantly on the Pixel 2 because, Pixel 2 XL.
Yeah,
the difference because they're not complaining about the regular Pixel 2. The biggest problem with the regular Pixel 2 is it's just ugly, in my opinion.
Yeah,
that's coming with someone.
Does that have
with
an OLED screen?
The stupid bezels. No, I think the normal one's just LCD.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense because it's super small. Well, not super small, but it's smaller. And I mean, LCD is not a bad technology. It's not a bad technology at all. It's still perfectly fine. You can tune the colors more accurately. You get a brighter display. You don't get the high contrast levels. You're not going to get 300 ppi on it. You're not going to get the 2000:1 contrast ratio. But you're not going to get burn-in. You're going to have a brighter screen. You can see it outside. And 1080p is up, I think, what is it, like 200 something ppi, which is plenty.
Mine's still 260 or something.
Yeah,
it's still 216 to 260. It's still really good.
Yeah, you cannot really tell the difference between 1440p and 1080 or even 4K when you're at those levels of ppi, 200 and above, because it's really about pixels per inch, and that's really what defines the sharpness anyway. So hopefully they iron that out, because I want Google's phone to succeed because I want them to make more phones. I thought the Pixel 2 XL is a gorgeous, really cool phone.
That's what sucks. It's gorgeous, dude, but I can't justify that if it has those kinds of issues.
No, not with the screen.
No, like if they could fix it, maybe, but like that was telling to me that like Dieter Bohn was like, yeah, I was gonna give it like a 9, and then I knocked it down to an 8.5, literally just because of the screen. Like it's that bad.
Yeah,
like, that's
not with
nuts to me.
If you think about it, your phone is generally just a screen. Like it's all of the phone. You need that part to be good. You need to be on point with your screen. If your screen sucks, no one's gonna buy your phone. The first thing that someone does when they go to the phone places, they look at the screens. They go, "Oh, this one has a nice screen on it. Let's buy this one." You know. And
that's gonna be a harder sell for it until they fix it, because some of it does sound like it's software side. Like it is a choice they made in doing the balancing of it, basically, like how they chose for it to be displayed as. Yeah, the color balance and stuff. Yeah. So some of that could change, and that might change. We'll see. Who knows? But honestly, it's kind of shitty, and it's the whole phone market right now is. Yeah,
they're working the kinks out. I think they're all working the kinks out.
I was expecting a lot more out of this fall than like, okay, the 8's a good phone. Boring. It's just a new 7. which was a new, the new 6S, the new 6. Like the X seems cool. No one's gonna be able to get one.
Right.
The Pixel 2's got massive screen issues. No one's gonna be able to get one.
And that's the thing about
the Essential
the OLED
phone
too.
had to drop to $500. Maybe you can buy that. Like,
don't buy an Essential phone. That's the thing about OLED too, is that the supply on them are so limited. This is like it's almost an inferior technology that just has a couple nice cons, higher resolution.
Well,
you can say this is a 4K phone or some shit.
That's what sucks. The iPhone 8, they already slashed production on it already, like in half. The X, they sent out the first shipment to China and Dubai. It was only 46,000 phones to all of China. Like
that's nothing.
Like that sucks, because like the X could be an amazing phone. No one's gonna know, because it's gonna have the same problem the Pixel did. No one's gonna have it.
Yeah.
Like the Pixel, like this sucks, dude.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, the phones last year were great.
No, that's why I'm sitting here happy. Like, cool. Good thing I didn't have to upgrade this year.
Yeah, the phones last year were great. Like the Galaxy S7 Edge was great. I mean, you could still get a Samsung phone. You have no problem getting Samsung phones. Those are great phones. LG V30 looks like it has screen issues. If they can iron that out, it's a good cheap phone.
Yeah.
And then the iPhone 7S is basically an 8. It's pretty much the same thing.
Like the 7's outselling the 8. That's terrible, because 8 is a decent phone, but isn't enough to justify the extra money. You know what I mean? Like you just mentioned it too. The LG V30 has some really cool things, but that screen's killing it. The camera's killing it. You know what I mean? Like they all have some weird quirk that's huge.
Yeah. I think once they iron out the screen issue, they're probably going to figure out a new screen technology or figure out a better LCD technology. And then we'll start to see that stuff go away, because OLED, I personally think, because we've had this issue with TV OLEDs for a while now. They're just so finicky. Burn-in is an issue. They're not as bad as plasma. I don't know if you guys remember plasma TVs, but they would have the most terrible burn-in and ghosting on plasma. And OLED, when it was announced, was like everyone was afraid. Is this going to be like plasma? They're going to have burn-in issues.
That even goes back to CRT, dude. You could burn a CRT if you really wanted to.
Yeah, if you wanted to, yeah. Just display just like a white dot in the middle of the screen. Anyways, if you're looking to upgrade this fall, it's a really tough choice. You're probably not gonna be able to get the top flagships. You're not gonna get the iPhone X.
That's what I was gonna say. Is you're gonna have to wait.
Just wait.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, just wait, because the phone that you have now is probably good, unless you're like 2 generations back.
I
recommend the 8 or the 8 Plus.
I was gonna say buy an 8. Otherwise, wait. Yeah. Or honestly, buy a 7 or wait.
Yeah. Here's something out of Wired. It takes just $1,000 to track someone's location. It takes just $1,000 to track someone's location with mobile ads. And so this basically shows. This article talks about how you can pay these advertising companies set up the targeting feature to people, and you can track exactly where your ads are being displayed through GPS, and you can actually track someone who's viewing these ads. And it's cheap. It's a cheap technology. This is pretty alarming.
I'm surprised it took this long, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm sure it's been around a while. It's just now we know definitively. Like they show a map here of someone being tracked a mile, and it's exact. Yeah. Like it's an exact tracking of this person. Especially now with like what is that protocol that was just
WPA2?
Yeah, the WPA2 crack protocol.
That
was my favorite meme.
The fact that all Wi-Fi is now insecure.
Yeah, they're like the ultimate way to protect yourself against the WPA2 crack, and it's just like an Ethernet cable. It was funny.
The big reason for that was so huge is because WPA2 for the most part is the easiest, most secure thing. So that finally getting cracked, because it's been out for a while. That took a long time. The big reason that's scary though is like, okay, so all your smart home stuff, all your pretty much anything that's connected to that router is accessible then. And anything that communicates with that between each other,
And it's not just that though. It's like you go to Starbucks and that those employees are not updating their routers,
Right. It's like that. It's you could use that to go through a phone to Bluetooth. You know what I mean? Like there's a whole loophole of stuff.
What's cool though is that, or not what's cool, but like what some people don't know is that there's not like crack wasn't found to be malicious. It was a exploit that someone found and made it public. You know, it was I forget who exactly
you still,
it was.
And with that, you still had to be on location.
Yeah.
Like to be able to do it, you had to physically be there.
Yeah.
Which is good.
So it's like, you know, no one that we know of right now has used that exploit. But that's the thing. That's kind of scary too. We don't know if someone's been using it for a while or not. We just know that the exploit exists, and now you can patch it with the update onto your router or whatever else that you need to. I don't know if you need to update each individual like hotspot in your house. Probably just your router will take care of it all.
No, it depends, because I know most companies are going to start updating a lot of their stuff, because like you can use that to get into Alexa. You know what I mean? So now Alexa needs a firmware update. Google Home needs a firmware update. You know what I mean? Like all of those things. Yeah.
Yeah, and who knows? I mean, there's devices with all types of connectivity to it that who knows if they're going to update it. Because, you know, maybe they don't give a shit. Like your refrigerator. If you have like an old refrigerator, not old, but a refrigerator that connects to Wi-Fi for some reason, they don't update it. And they could tap into that, get into your router, then get into your phone. Pretty weird. But this basically is a little bit more
This will just
malicious.
teach you motherfuckers that you don't need Wi-Fi for fucking every appliance in your goddamn house. You literally just said a refrigerator with Wi-Fi access.
Wait,
There
a
is- no,
refrigerator,
there is a
a
cool
washing
one, though.
machine? There's a
Yeah.
lot.
No,
You
there is a
guys
cool
can fuck off.
new refrigerator. No, okay. This is the first reason why I've ever heard this being cool in a refrigerator that was like came out recently was it doesn't have a stupid screen on it or anything like that. The entire point of it was if your refrigerator breaks, it can identify what broke and whoever's coming to fix it. So they can actually show up prepared with the exact part to fix it. That's cool to me.
That's pretty cool.
Anything
That'd
else?
be cool
Yeah,
for
I
anything.
agree, it's crap, but
That would be cool
that's
for a car too. Like your car breaks down and then AAA shows up. Oh, here's the fucking camshaft that broke off. Bloop, puts
I
it
want
right
my
in.
fridge to know when I had a
just
beer.
show
I
up on
wanted
the
to order
side of
beer for me.
Big ass camshaft in his hand.
Yeah, just
it's
show
kinda
up on
like
the side
you-
of the road with the camshaft,
And
dude.
plugs it
We got
in.
this.
It's kind of like that thing that people made a big fuss over when it came out. That wasn't it like a juicer or something that you needed Wi-Fi
Juicero?
access? Yeah,
Juicero, the ultimate juicer, dude.
The squeezer.
yeah. It was
Dude,
like
it's patented, okay? It's got 47 patented technologies on it or something.
It squeezes a bag. And
Yeah.
that's
But
all
it's
it
patented.
does.
And it will
It
only
just
okay,
squeezes.
it will only squeeze that bag. Okay? It won't squeeze that bag. All right. You have to pay $16 for the privilege of squeezing that bag.
wasn't it like a $200 juicer
Oh,
or
it's
something?
400.
400, yeah.
And it was
And you had
completely
to have
over-engineered.
Wi-Fi
Completely yep.
access.
And
To squeeze
completely
that bag.
proprietary.
Did you see
you
the
could- yeah.
breakdown of the juicer?
Yeah.
The dude
I
that
watched
broke
the
it
video.
down. Yeah, and he looks. He's
Yeah.
like, dude, this is like Apple iPhone level engineering going on for a thing that just squeezes a bag. It's all it does is squeeze a bag. Anyways, turn off location on your phone so you don't get tracked, or
And your fucking juicers
or just don't have a phone.
and
That's
your
probably it.
refrigerators
Just
and
yeah,
your
don't have.
vacuum cleaners.
Just go live in the woods if you don't want to be tracked, because that seems like the only way. Also,
Or just
Wi-Fi
you know,
connected dryer for this guy over here would be pretty dope, because you could be at work, turn the dryer on, that way it doesn't go off when we're doing a show. You know what I'm saying?
did it go off today?
I don't know. Did it?
Because I was drying shit earlier. I don't think it went off though. I think I had my shit muted while it was going off. But
Alright.
yeah, or you can get your lazy ass up and adjust your own blinds instead of having your own automatic blind system on your Wi-Fi.
I'll tell you what fucked it up for everything. It was Hey Arnold when he walks into his room and he presses a button and the bed falls out, his TV comes down, blinds go up. Every kid wanted a fucking room like that, and now we have the technology. And by God, I will have each and everything automated.
Like I was about to say, and now we're getting our fucking windshield wipers hacked.
And they just they freak out, make you crash.
And they're getting our social security number through our fucking
Oh, dude, you
Our
don't
windshield
have to worry
wipers.
about You don't have to worry about your
They don't
windshield
need that.
wipers.
They can just
Yeah.
go to
I was
Equifax.
gonna say, yeah, dude. We already have mandatory programs. They'll take care of that for us.
All right, last piece of tech
But
news.
no,
Razer.
I was gonna link
Go
it
ahead.
back. A lot of that article too. The big things of that were just because of the way ads work too. If you're ever really interested in going down that loophole, look up how ad tracking works, or like how you are specifically put into a bracket, because that was what enabled them to be able to do this in the first place. Is like you can get keywords to be scarily efficient.
Yeah,
cheap.
that's been coming out too around Facebook and all these social networks, and how they sell ads to these companies and how close they can get to your personality and your traits and what you like. Like I don't know, like I don't know if you guys notice it, but like
Yeah, that's how you do this. Is you'd have to have a very niche ad to be able to single it down to that.
Yeah.
And that's using all of this tech that's been made.
But I don't know if you guys noticed it, but like you can just like this is probably a couple months ago, but we were talking about the Google Home because Kate's brother's like a hippie and he's like, dude, the thing's listening to you. And like we went to go search for something and it was already in the search. Like it was like it knew what I wanted to search for, and it's been consistently good at knowing what I'm looking for, and that's all based on your tracking, and that's all based on everything. Because I turn all that shit on. I want it all automated for me. I don't care who's watching me. I'm already on
fuck
YouTube.
that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
Fuck
already
that.
trackable.
True. I mean, you're more easily trackable than me, but like I always turn all that shit off immediately. And yeah. I mean, it's been like that for a long time, like interconnectivity of everything, because like I said, you can go to Google and search for something, and then you log into Facebook after that and you get a targeted ad like right at you that's like, hey, here's that one thing that you were looking for 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know if you
so
guys saw my Facebook post, but I was looking for a new mattress, and now all my ads are mattress companies. Purple sends me ads every fucking minute of the hour.
Every YouTube video,
Get them Sealy ads.
Yeah, no, there was a while there for probably a good solid month. Every video, purple.
Yeah.
Every single ad was purple.
So if you got $1,000, you can track someone with mobile ads. Anyways, moving on. We gotta wrap this up soon. Razer made a webcam, but that actually does look pretty cool. You were saying it's basically a 960 or a C920.
C920
with a little ring light on it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, people have to get it in their hands to see if the quality's right. But I mean, just spec wise, it's 30 frames at 1080, 60 at 720, which is C920.
That's cool.
But like it has that cool little ring light. That could be kind of cool, especially for people who have limited spaces. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool that Razer's still trying to get into that high-end webcam microphone game.
I'm into
it.
I
just saw what's the new microphone they just released? The Siren.
Yeah, the Siren looks cool.
And then there's the Siren X is the new one. Siren X is the new one.
What's the price point on them though?
Both of them are 100. So it's like
it's actually not bad when you compare it to like a Blue Yeti.
Right. That's what it's trying to compete with. That's what makes it interesting. Is like if I'm interested to see if the sound quality is good. You know what I mean? Because the sound quality is good. It is also half the size of a Blue Yeti.
Yeah. But
you could probably fit it in an actual regular, mount.
The problem with Razer for me is that they're so gaudy. All their products are so gaudy. I don't want your glowing ass green Razer Mountain Dew drinking ass on all over everything. I hate that logo so much.
Yeah, that is nice. I mean, if you look at those, neither of those have those issues, which I like. They're both just flat black.
Yeah. The webcam I'm interested in, because a little ring light, like at night when you want to go live, you don't want to turn on your big lights. Do a little ring light, boom, your good lighting, because you need good light for good image quality. And I think that could be cool.
Well, I'm happy too that they're trying to do their own thing. You know what I mean? They're not just like the Stargazer was kind of cool, but it was a little bit gimmicky. But I'm kind of happy that they're taking like that old Sony approach of like, hey, dude, like
we can do everything.
If we're gonna, it's that, but it's also like if we're gonna do this, let's do something to make us different.
Yeah.
Or like let's see if we can offer a product that's better, but has features people actually want. Because like that ring light, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like for doing that kind of content, that's amazing.
And that's what was the other thing that they sold? Like they sell laptops. They sell laptops.
peripherals mostly.
Yeah,
The
mice,
eGPU
headphones.
thing.
Yeah, eGPU thing. They sell like a sound bar.
Oh
They
yeah,
have
they
that like
they have
big
that rumored phone coming out.
Razer phone. They have that big
I have
projector
my-
that
I have
shoots
my
out
Black
all over your
Widow.
room.
My mechanical Black Widow.
Oh, the keyboard.
Yeah, I got the one that didn't have a numpad because it was cheaper. Because
Yeah.
I'm the dumbass who spilled root beer all over my last one and destroyed the damn thing.
I mean, if you're not an accountant, you don't really need a numpad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I use numpad.
I use
I
I can't live
numpad
without
for
a
no,
numpad.
actually, I
like a
use numpad for my splits and all my functions on my timer for speedrunning. But I
I
don't
use a
speedrun
number pad
anymore.
for whenever I type a fucking number.
I keep-
No, I
me
don't
too.
know. I don't really use that for that.
I keep my own numpad for coding, but that's the only time I break it out. Otherwise, I like 10 kilos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
10 kilos
that's
is
what I
nice.
might do is just buy an external numpad.
Yeah, so Razer looks pretty damn cool. They're doing some cool stuff. I always wanted a Razer Blade, but they're expensive, man. That's the only problem with those laptops.
Yeah,
They
they're
do
really
pack in
nice.
a lot. They pack
They're
in a
really
lot of cool
nice.
shit, but they're so expensive because that build quality
Yeah,
in that
no, the-
like that package it's hard to justify it.
it's really nice. The keyboard's not the greatest, but yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, I think it'd be cool if this ends up being cool. And also, I'm interested in seeing how the microphone works, just because that's for that small of a microphone, it's kind of sexy.
I mean, it
I don't
doesn't
know, I
look
like it.
that small.
Yeah, it
though.
does look really good.
It doesn't look that small though.
It looks
it also-
it looks a
No,
lot
like-
smaller than a Yeti.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah.
about normal. That looks like an AT2020. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. It does. But is it on par? You know, it is USB though, so that's definitely enticing for a lot of people that don't have inputs. You know, you just plug it into your computer, you're good to go.
I mean, I'm hoping it does have an XLR mount on it. I don't know. I need more info on it. If it has an XLR on it too, I'd definitely be interested. But
I'll let you know right now. Let me see. Let's see if it's
All
up.
right.
Let's
because
see.
like I think how funny would it be if Razer actually makes a great phone? If they make a phone, it's like the best phone.
yeah, but
that
you
would-
know
that would
it's
be
gonna have
so-
that gaudy logo on it.
Oh yeah, it would. No one would still buy it, but I just think that would just be like the best mode of irony. I would love that.
I'm rooting for Razer. I do like Razer as a company. They produce they are in the company of just peripherals and hardware, and I always like that shit. And they do weird shit, like they released that gaming recording thing, you know, that's like an Elgato. I think that's cool. Compete. All right, let's see here. We got it. It basically looks like an AT2020. That's basically what this thing looks like spec wise. Super cardioid patterns, 16 ohm impedance. It is not XLR. It's only USB.
That's a little bit of a bummer, but I get why they chose that.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense for them. That is a little bit of a bummer. I would like to see that though. Oh, it has like a swivel base, which is pretty cool too. So it's like on a ball joint, and you can swivel it to however you want, which is nice. And I do like their Kraken Pro 2 headphone in black. That's not showing up. All right, and that's it.
All I'll say is I had a pair of the Razer like Overwatch headphones, and that they were the shittiest quality.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Welcome
they
to
were
gaming
not.
headsets, dude. No, seriously, like if you're
Just
gonna
get
buy
rid of it.
gaming heads, yeah.
Get a mod.
These have been
Yep.
the best purchase I've made.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, yeah. If you are in that case, that you need one, I would there's like what the Corsair Voids, all right, or
I have the
HyperX.
Corsair Void, and I
Yeah.
would recommend them.
That I was gonna say that or the HyperX or the Sennheiser. Other than that, don't buy a Razer one. Don't buy a Steel Series. Don't buy Turtle Beach.
No,
don't buy
none of
any
them.
of those.
No, unless you
Just go
want
for
to
the
look like
AKGs.
unless you want to look like a 12-year-old and you want to wear your Kraken headphones and your fucking DX Racer chair and your Razer microphone with your fucking Mamba mouse and you want to drink Mountain Dew.
Don't forget
Or
the
if-
green
or if you
screen
wanna look
behind
like-
you.
Or
If
if
you
you want to
can
look
screen
like
it.
Colt and wear your afterglows for like a fucking year. I couldn't believe it the first time I actually watched the podcast, like when In the Mix went live on YouTube. It's like, and here's Colt, and he's like, hey, I'm Skittles Ninja, and he's got these huge fucking afterglows on the side of his head, and I'm like, God damn, really?
Yeah, you don't want to look like that at all, ever. So don't just buy a nice pair of $100 over the ear open back headphones, and you will thank us. Deep topic. I don't have a deep topic. Is there anything else that you guys want to talk about before we get out of here? Anything crazy?
Just the continual bullshit of DLC.
Yeah, I think we covered some deep topics while we were talking multiple times. Yeah.
Yeah, I think honestly, like deep topic should be like we don't actually have to have one every episode. We can just, if we do have one, talk about it. But if we don't, then just don't.
There really wasn't anything that super major happened this week that really needed one. That we
I think the deepest
news.
topic that we saw was the whole patent thing.
Yeah. Then just the continual bullshit of DLC. Like Dragon Ball FighterZ had the season pass announced today. 8 fighters, $35.
Dude, it's not gonna go anywhere because, like I said, dude, these games, they cost so much to make, and these publishers need to make as much money as possible, and that combination is not good. So you're either gonna have more expensive games or you're gonna have DLC.
They need to work on their timing, is what it is. Like nobody, like not a lot of people are that mad, but it's when you announce it before the game's released, then it's just like, okay. But if they like came out, released the game, and then like 2 or 3 weeks later when, hey, check out 8 fighters, $35 DLC, then we would have been like, okay, cool, more content. We would pay for that. But just the timing, it's just awful.
Because it makes you think, like, are they holding back? You know what I mean? Are they holding fighters back just to sell them back to us? Or are they actually making, new steps? I honestly, I hate loot boxes so fucking much that I wouldn't mind spending another $20 on a really good game. Maybe you have to do a little bit more research and finding better high quality games so you don't waste your money. But I hate loot boxes that much that I would sacrifice them for $80 games.
For a static amount of extra money you would have to give them.
Right.
Yeah.
I would not mind that.
All I know, I'm still going to pay that $35. I'm still excited for Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Well, I think you say that now, but I don't know. Maybe the game sucks and you don't want to buy it.
Well, maybe you pre-order Destiny 2 on PC, and then everybody else drops out before the PC game. Destiny 2 gets hyped up, and everybody's like, "Yeah, we're all going to play Destiny 2, Andrew. Let's all go play Destiny 2. We're going to start this clan together, and we're all going to have fun." And then, like 2 days before it comes out, everybody's like, "Fuck that game. I'm not buying it, and I'm backing out of my pre-order. I'm demanding a refund."
I'm probably still.
You're going to play it by yourself. You piece of shit.
This shot's being fired right now.
I'll still play it. I was thinking about that earlier, to be honest. Like I was thinking about that like at lunch today. I was just like, I kind of feel bad for Loco. So I'll play it with you. But
I think
I'm sure I got some other purchases to make this week first.
If nothing else, I think Shindo will probably play it in Crofty, so I might play with them since nobody else is playing it.
There you go.
I guess I'll just play it with them.
Hey, Wayne, looking through more, there's going to be a $99 one that's USB only, and one that's going to cost more. They're calling it the Pro, but that does have XLR and like a shock mount and stuff.
Oh, that's
so that one looks straight like the AT2020s.
It's basically probably a rewrapped AT2020. Which is cool. Like, that's cool that Razer can find out how to do that. Like, figure out those manufacturing deals where they can just like the whatever their recording thing is. It's basically an AverMedia, like the AverMedia Pro recorder, but they can wrap it in their own skin. And I'm super interested in how to do that as a company. Like, that'd be a pretty cool company because you can add extra features that don't cost as much. Maybe they add a little bit more to the manufacturing, but you can eat that cost.
So like Rosewill's entire platform?
Yeah, basically.
Because like Rosewill as a company, that's all they do is they just resell things from other companies.
Yeah.
There's also a couple of really nice headsets that are very similar like that.
Yeah, imagine okay, you find like a good manufacturer that sells good high quality open back headphones, and then you find another company that sells really cheap mics. And then you package the two together, and there you go. You have a Razer headset, but you can, maybe yours is a little bit better quality. I think that'd be an interesting business proposition to look into. Probably costs
Well,
a lot of
there's-
money, but you get funding, you know?
No, there's a headphone company that basically does that now too, and every review I've heard from them are amazing because they're usually at most $80 for some really nice cans.
Yeah.
So I thought about checking them out just to check them out.
Yeah,
Add them to the pile.
that'll be our last thing to talk about before we get out of here. If you really enjoy music, gaming, and movies, investing in nice sound is just as maybe even more important than investing in a nice TV or a nice monitor. Like, sound really does make a difference. If you have shitty sound, chances are you're not going to watch that movie or you're not going to play that game. So, you know, think about investing in sound just as much as you would the visuals. You know, you're spending good money on a monitor, or spending good money on a graphics card. Think about spending some good money on like nice headphones and a nice amp.
I was
'cause
gonna say,
it'll really help
here
you
you
out.
go. $60 for a yep, what logo's wearing?
K240s.
K240s.
Yeah, like I was
$60.
about to say, you don't have to spend $200 on a pair of fucking headphones. These fuckers are $60 and they're really good. They're not like, if you like EDM and you like really heavy bass, like, or distorted bass, yeah, they're probably not going to be the best for you. But for like reference sound, they're really good for the price. And these AKG 240s are really good for reference sound.
What I was gonna say is you could get that and then $100 shit full of two. It is a DAC amp combo. That's really good for $100.
Mm-hmm.
You have
Shit's a
100,
good
you know,
company.
yeah, like you have a great set of headphones and now you have something that's amazing at like powering them and driving them.
Yeah.
For $150. There you go. Like that is the best way to get into it in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. And those headphones too, they need an amp behind them to really make them sing. So just think about it like that, because you're gonna have that amp for a while. Like those type of purchases don't turn over as quickly as a graphics card or a monitor. You know, you're gonna keep your pair of headphones for a long time. I had these for a while, the M50Xs, and they started to like feel a little bit weird, but I can rewrap them, or I wrapped them with some new Brainwaves pads, and it's almost like a new pair of headphones. You could do stuff like that with them, but it's definitely a good investment to make if you care about media, because you know, a lot of people our age watch a lot of movies, listen to a lot of music, and play a lot of games, and investing in sound is a very good way to increase your output.
Yeah.
Just don't pay $60,000.
I was gonna say, yeah, buy K240s to start out, then down the line buy that amp, because like if you're gonna honestly, if you're spending over $100, the K240s are gonna sound just as good, like, or better until you buy an amp.
So
Like if you don't power those things right and you're spending that much money, like the K240s are gonna sound better.
now, really quick, right here down below, there's this website called Machina Dynamica, and they sell these stones, these little pebbles. They come in a bag, and they're $39 for a small bag, and they go up to $150 for a big bag, and they're little tiny pebbles. And what you do is you find the resonance areas of your room, and you place these pebbles in those resonance areas, and it gets rid of those frequencies, so you have maximum sound always being amplified at you. So make sure you pick up a bag of these Machina Dynamica Brilliant Pebbles, because they will tenfold increase the sound quality of wherever. And then here's a picture of the bag wrapped around a cable, because obviously these pebbles will make your cables sound better as well. So welcome to high-end audiophile world.
Do they work as a
This
power stone?
podcast has been sponsored by Machine.
No, definitely
Dynamica.
not. Definitely
No, dude, it was.
not.
I
was
thought you were
actually
legit
sponsored
being
by Razer.
serious there for a minute. I was like,
No.
I was sitting there. I was
Yeah,
like, what
I
the
thought so
fuck?
too.
I was like, are we about to like pop into like some stone spirit healing shit now? Is that what we become?
Dude, it's legit one of the most fucked up hobbies that you can get into is audiophile
just-
quality.
I mean, shit.
Buy a
Just,
full of two and a good headphones. You're done. Like
Yeah,
you're
literally
done.
one
If
of the
you're
best
that-
companies in audiophile. The name is Shit, and they play off that sound like
shit stack.
the full of shit
Yeah.
stack. It's not a joke. Like they're one of
Yeah.
the best. Like the audiophile
No.
world is crazy.
Yeah, no, that became a joke because the guy, when he was designing all this stuff and like working on it, his wife would always be like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just going to work on shit." And then it was like, "All right, I'm just gonna call it shit."
Yeah, and they're a good company. They make really great products. And also
That
the
is
Mayfair.
SCHIIT, by the way. We're not squaring
Yeah,
Google.
yeah, not SHIT, SCHITT. All right, let's get out of here. I gotta go eat dinner. Catch you guys next week. Peace out. Bye.
Bye.
Peace.
Peace.